Have you ever just woke up in the morning and said, you know what? I know I live in a toxic relationship because I know today I'm not feeling all together. I'm not feeling right. But yet again, it's going to have to be all about my partner. Have you ever felt like you're caught in this love bombing, this trauma loop, the just constant reminiscing, and you've gone to therapy and you've tried medication and you've tried all these things and it's not helping? I'm going to tell you my opinion of that. I'm a retired psychotherapist, psychologist of 30 years. No longer do that. I do trauma coaching and primarily hypnotherapy. And hypnotherapy works, guys. It works because it hits that subconscious mind. That subconscious mind is what you run on 95% of the time. And it is also the part that contains your habits, your feelings, your thoughts, your beliefs, your phobias, your fears, your everyday stuff that you do every single day on that automatic tone. And when you step in to psychotherapy, which I just learned and I didn't even know the updated information on it, that after 600 sessions, that's like 10 or 12 years, they only found a 38% success rate because they're not getting into the root. They're not opening up where all those loops and negative, wiring has happened. And in order to heal, in order to improve, in order to gain your life back, you have to truly hit that inner most subconscious mind and rewire it and stop doing those same things over, get those reminiscing, those loops, those feelings that you have to live and melt into somebody else's life. Hypnotherapy works. And I'm going to give you an example. I have a current client, and she was raised with a narcissistic mother, and just constantly, she didn't even know it, was running on that 5% because, see, when you go to therapy, you're working out and talking about that 5%. You're not working on that 95% subconscious mind where that wiring has taken place. So she's going to therapy. She's doing all this on automatic, conditioned is what, is basically it, conditioned to do these things. And she says, how do I do this? How do I fix it? And we began to use hypnotherapy and dig into that subconscious and use that golden key that I use with her every time when we open that door and we break open. And she begins to discover and process things about herself that she didn't know was there. Because when you're only hitting the 5%, you're forgetting about the massive 95% of where most everything lies. Your self-confidence, how you feel about yourself, how you maintain everyday issues and problems. And a lot of times your subconscious puts up a protective barrier that we need to release. And how I do this with this client, because everybody's different, I personally believe in never ever taking a technique and forcing it on somebody, making the client fit into that technique. Every single one of my sessions is catered to everybody's individual needs. So my techniques, combining hypnotherapy and coaching trauma techniques, and for anything, for any of your problems, is to take your story and mold it into a hypnotherapy session and a coaching session, because remember, I'm a retired psychologist, so you can't really take the psychologist out of the girl. It just doesn't work that way. And I take that and I individualize it around you, and we come up with a a plan to help you release the pain, the trauma. So what I did for this client was, she loves taking each one of these keys that she has had to hold since childhood, living with a narcissistic mother, and we label them and we drop them into her river, and she watches them fall and allows in her hands for her hands to feel free. And she feels and she sees them leaving her body, just exiting, releasing that trauma. Because a lot of times, and again, I used to be the therapist. I'm not saying it's not beneficial, but it's only to a point, and it doesn't release because you got to hit that subconscious area. And then we go into her library and we take down the book of all these irrational thought, patterns of, I constantly looking for an exit because I'm so worried about my family, or I'm constantly worried I'm not seeing things completely rational. I'm always never enjoying life because I'm always looking for an exit plan because I raised a child with needs, and I'm always watching what other people are thinking, and I'm nervous waiting in line. And we take this book down and we cross it off with the pen and we rip it up in our mind, and mental imagery. Remember, your brain saves everything. So what we imprint in our brain is what is wired. So we need to decode, cut that wire, and rewire. So she just scratches that all out, and we write things. And I let her pick the things. I picked them at first. And then when she got used to it, she's like, I want to see the pretty things. Now I rewrite it. I've raised my children. I'm able to let go. My child with needs is able to live, and she's nourished and she's flourishing in life. And I do imagery where there is a crown set on her mother's head by her, saying, Mom, it's time for you to go live your life, and I release you from these burdens. And that's just one example. I mean, I can go on, but the fact of it is hypnotherapy changes life, and the way I do it is just a combination. And I actually customize a technique that fits a person's needs. And that is the most important thing about healing and living a better life and coming out of toxic narcissistic relationships, and really with any problem you have, I can do hypnotherapy for. So if you just want to step out of that everyday feeling like you've lost yourself, or that you've become invisible, or you're just stuck, please reach out to me. Please like this video, share this video, start seeing hypnosis as a technique that you can meet your goals, you can heal, and you can feel better quicker than other techniques. And I always give a free consultation. You can schedule that at btcpathtowellness.com. I'm going to post it below. I'm going to also put it on the screen. It's free. Just reach out. See if what I have to offer you can fit. Don't wait another day. Start healing today and start seeing that there's other options out there, and there's much better treatment today than there was before. And with that, I always wish people hope, inspiration, and I always say, listen, always believe in yourself. There is no pain that we cannot release from you. Live to inspire and aspire.